All right, guys, we're 1-5. This season sucks. So why don't we go into 10 foil hat mode, okay? Now, there's been some rumors and stuff like that and smoke going around this week, and really about Tony Boselli potentially becoming executive vice president of football operations for the Jaguars. Now, here's kind of where this spawned from. On Jaguars Reddit, somebody reportedly leaked some DMs between themselves and Pete Prisco on Twitter about a one-on-one convo they had. Which, if I saw this, I probably wouldn't have thought anything about it because I'm not sure if this is really DMs between him and Pete Prisco. But then somebody asked at E_Dilla on Twitter, who he's been known to definitely have sources in the Jaguars building. He's been right sometimes, he's been wrong sometimes, but he definitely has sources out there. And, he kind of talked about how there is some kind of interest between Boselli potentially getting a front office job. And then one thing that was funny is a lot of people are looking back on this past Jaguars Monday, and Pete Prisco kind of put Tony Boselli on the spot. He's like, oh, Big Johnson? Got to look out for that name. And he just kind of started laughing, looking at Tony Boselli. And Tony Boselli kind of felt a little bit awkward and wanted to move on. So it felt like there was some kind of inside joke going on between Pete Prisco and Tony, which I'll go ahead and play that video here.
Yeah, and one quick thing, Jaguar fans, you should watch the Lions a lot. That's all I'm going to say.
Why?
You should watch the Lions a lot. Watch the offensive coordinator. Watch the offensive coordinator.
Thank you, Pete. Move on, JP. Monday Night Football. We head to the Meadowlands. It's an AFC East showdown for first place. Josh Allen and the 3-2 Buffalo Bills face Aaron Rodgers.
So yeah, take that for you what you want. It's definitely a hot topic right now. So the EVP, it's definitely a weird position. The Jaguars have had an EVP and Tom Coughlin before, and looking back on it, Tom Coughlin, when he got hired on the Jaguars, probably should have came in here, much like maybe when a new restaurant starts up is when they get an experienced owner to come in and put things in shape, hire the right people, get the restaurant rolling, and then get out of there. That's probably what should have happened with Tom Coughlin, because he came in there and he whipped a bunch of people into shape. But having Tom Coughlin around for too long just wasn't good for just company morale and sustainability. And, a bunch of people did not like him, and the NFLPA didn't even like him. They put out a warning saying, hey, if you go to Jacksonville, be very careful, or you're going to have to deal with Tom Coughlin, who basically has a lot of, grievances filed with the NFL. They didn't necessarily say Tom Coughlin, but you kind of read between the lines on that one. And the Jaguars wanted to hire Rick Spielman after hiring Doug Peterson, but then went away from that because I don't think Rick Spielman wanted the job. And, also with the EVP, you don't just hire anybody. I think you need a specific person in mind, because the EVP spot is not something that every NFL team has. So it's definitely kind of a weird position. Now, when it comes to Tony Boselli, I would love Tony Boselli to be an EVP potentially, because he's my favorite person I really listen to on radio, and honestly, he's the only real person on 1010XL or even on the Jaguar social media that I listen to. He's just extremely smart, extremely insightful, and he also just cares about the Jaguars. No matter who you hire, you could hire a bunch of different guys, but most people won't care about the Jaguars until they actually get hired. Tony Boselli, the first player ever drafted by this team, prior to the Jaguars, Hall of Famer. He definitely loves the Jaguars. And, even if it's not for EVP help, I think we just need a smart person who cares about the Jaguars in Shad Khan's ear to help get the right people in place. And that's what I feel like Tony Boselli could help do. Because obviously we know Shad Khan, when it comes to getting the right people in place on a football side of things, is not good. Look, he'll spend money on the business side. He'll spend money on players that the GM wants, but hiring the right people is just not his thing. So I think he needs help. And I really don't, especially hearing Tony Boselli on Jaguars Monday or Jaguars Happy Hour or whatever it's called now, just hearing what he talks about and hearing what his idea of what this team needs is exactly what needs to happen. I wish so bad that Shad Khan listens to this show, because it feels like if he does, he'll know what the right thing to do next is. So, and yeah, when they talk about Ben Johnson is definitely my guy for head coach. And I just look at what they've done with Jared Goff, and not only Ben Johnson, but also you look at Mark Brunell. Mark Brunell's the quarterback coach. What if Ben Johnson's the head coach? Mark Brunell is the offensive coordinator. And they resurrected Jared Goff's career. Trevor Lawrence really compares a lot to a Jared Goff. And I just look at how awesome the offense is, how creative it is, how well run it is. I would love that to be brought to Jacksonville. And, you also bring a guy over from an organization where the Lions were perpetual losers. Okay. They were terrible forever, much like the Jaguars. And all of a sudden they hired the right people. And now it looks like they are set up for long-term success is what it looks like right now. So yeah, that's, I would love that to happen. When it comes to Tony Boselli, whether he's EVP or even just helps in the hiring process, I would love for him to get involved in it because I think they need that right now. Because, right now the Jaguars, I said this in my last video, the Jaguars right now, the issue with the Jaguars isn't a roster issue, okay? They don't need a better left tackle and a better middle linebacker and a better safety for the Jaguars to be a winning team. The issue is the management. The issue is the people running the football organization. That is the issue. You look at the Jets. They have a great roster, great raw materials, Hall of Fame quarterback, and they're not winning games. Why is that? It's because they don't have a good people running the football organization. Same as I think with the Jaguars, man. They need to get this thing right so the Jaguars can be competitive in 2025. That's definitely my goal, and I really hope that happens. So let me know your thoughts. What do you guys want to happen? Thank you guys for watching this video. On your way out, please drop a like for me, and go Jags.